Well, we could talk about sailing, but let's talk song. This is a video request by channel member Georgiana BS. I'm going to analyze We Don't Talk About Bruno, written by Lin-Manuel Miranda and taken from the movie Encanto. Now, this is not really a live reaction video because I have listened to the song many times. I just haven't really analyzed anything musically, so I'm really interested in finding out more about the songwriting of this genius that Lin-Manuel Miranda is. Before we continue, let me quickly thank Andrew Morgan here on YouTube and JC, Amy May and Prince of Wales over on Patreon for their active financial support of this enterprise here. If the rest of you also want to contribute, please check the links in descriptions. As I said, let's try and find the magic behind We Don't Talk About Bruno. Without further ado, let's get going.
We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no.
Step 1, find the key. Ba-da-dum. Right? Ba-da-dum. Is it this?
We don't talk about Bruno.
Okay, so the first two chords that we hear are the A flat major and the G flat major. I believe that we are in the key of C minor actually, where we sometimes have this additional B note creating a harmonic minor feel. And looking at this here as the 6 minor, the C minor as the 6 minor tonal center, we could also say E flat major as the 1. We would have a 4-3 progression. Now this is something very typical of, let's say, Spanish-inspired music. So this is something that a lot of flamenco music uses and that has certainly made its way into Latin America as well.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Alright, so this is clearly the foreshadowing of the chorus, okay? Let's look at melody of this chorus intro before we continue. We don't talk. Right? Really interesting that on the 4 chord we would have the 5th and the 1 chord, right? Like a first musical motif. Bam, bam, ba-dum, bam. And then when the chord changes, bam, the melody changes, okay? So we go from that E flat to the D in the melody note, creating that beautiful movement down, both in the harmony and in the melody. This here is also very beautiful because it's basically a G major arpeggio, G7 arpeggio I should say. And when we go back to the A flat chord, we also go back to the A flat melody note, right? So very chord note related, even arpeggiated moments. Now looking at lyrics, the beautiful thing here is that of course they turn the last syllable of Bruno into this no, no, no thing, okay? So we don't talk about Bruno, which is why we expand on this no idea, which is a Lin-Manuel Miranda signature perfection move, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Variation on the melody. Right? Then we go up to that flat 7 idea in the melody to the F. And then.
It was my wedding day. We were getting ready and the...
Alright, let's find the chords.
It was my wedding day. We were getting ready and there was...
I believe that we expand the chord progression just a little bit by adding the 6 minor at the beginning. So we have C minor, A flat major and G.
Wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Just a loud in the sky.
Might also be an addition of that minor 7 flat 5 idea, okay? So we might be doing, maybe even with this one, I believe so. Now, this would turn this into a 6 minor, 4, 7 minor, 7 flat 6, and 3. Really beautiful. Might be, right? And I think this is basically the chord progression throughout the verse. Let's look at the melody.
It was my wedding day.
Again, focus on the 5th of the chord, right? And with the answering idea of the husband answering. It was our wedding day. Right? Again, following the chords. So we go to the D when we land on the D chord.
Wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Just a loud in the sky.
We were getting ready and there wasn't. Okay, so they go back up, right? Is what she landed on, and then she goes back up to the D. With the answer being.
Just a loud in the sky.
A thing that we know from the original, right? So this comes back as this 5th leap, basically again following the chord progression.
Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin. Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin.
I think it's the thing, right? Right? Highlighting the chords all the time, right? Again, arpeggiated melodies. So we go from a C minor arpeggio to a G major arpeggio.
You're telling this story or am I?
And that conversational. You're telling the story, or am I?
I'm sorry, maybe that go wrong.
I'm sorry, maybe that go on. Again, those 5th leaps seem to play an important role in the melody. I'm sorry, maybe that go on. Beautiful, beautiful.
Bruno says it looks like rain.
Why is it?
It's those Latin American melodies that we know from so many places, and they recycle them and turn them into something new and beautiful. This time, basically a scale. Bruno says it looks like rain.
Say hello.
Dum bum ga dum dum. Beautiful answer.
Doing so he floods my brain.
Repetition of that scale motif.
Like it's the umbrella.
Maybe my favorite rhyme in the whole song. Abuela, get the umbrellas. What a beautiful interlanguage rhyme.
In a hurricane.
Tiny variation in the melody. Right? Married in a hurricane. Of course, a hurricane goes up. It's prosody.
But I told you to stay, but anyway, we don't talk about Bruno.
And bring back the idea, this refrain almost, that we already know from the intro.
No, no, no.
We don't talk about Bruno. Let's look at lyrics before we continue, because this is certainly the strongest suit in Lin-Manuel Miranda's songwriting. It was my wedding day. We were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Especially that internal rhyme that we have between wedding and ready is something that is so Lin-Manuel Miranda, almost rap inspired, something that is really makes for beautiful lyric writing. Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin, and then thunder, you telling the story or am I, right? Let's look at rhyming pattern. I would say that in fact we have 4 lines and that form an XA rhyming pattern with it was my wedding day. followed by we were getting ready and there wasn't a cloud in the sky, right? We have got this internal rhyme between ready and wedding, but the line ends with this sky rhyme. Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin. Long line, of course, also with this internal idea between in and grin. And then the fourth idea, in my opinion, is this you telling the story or am I, which is, of course, the rhyme to sky. Bruno says it looks like rain, and doing so he floods my brain. This is where the motifs repeat, right, where we had this here. And when the motif repeats, we also need a new rhyming pattern, which is why they turned it into an AA rhyming pattern that I think continues. Yes, married in a hurricane. And the husband answers, what a joyous day, but anyway. Beautiful. And then the finishing move, the refrain that says, we don't talk about Bruno, no, 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 we don't talk about Bruno. Cool. Back to the verse chords, right? At the same time with that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rap. Grew to live in fear of Bruno stuttering or stumbling. Beautiful alliterations there. I can always hear him sort of muttering and mumbling. Basically, 2 A lines in terms of rhyming pattern. What's going on inside is brilliant. Stuttering and stumbling forming this alliteration that gets turned into muttering and mumbling in the second verse. They add the syllables sort of, not because they mean anything, but because they fit the metric rhythm, right? And they needed 2 additional syllables in front of that muttering and mumbling idea, which is why they added the sort of. This is how you do songwriting. And now, this is so beautiful.
I associate him with the sound of falling sand.
I associate him with the sound of falling sand. This is something that we talked about in the Almost But Not Quite Complete Guide to Songwriting that you need to buy, link in description. I associate him with the sound of falling sand is prosody next level. Why? Because we have got this alliteration, this S sound throughout the line, and at the same time the meaning, I associate him with the sound of falling sand, that even gets answered by that s, s, s.
I associate him with the sound of falling sand.
Right? So everything is there to represent what the line actually means. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's a heavy lift with the gift so humbling. Always left up while I in the family fumbling.
We are still in that stuttering, stumbling rhyming idea, right? It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling. Again, internal rhyme with lift and gift. Always left up Wella and the family fumbling. Alliteration, family and fumbling. Cool, cool, cool.
Grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand?
And then grappling, again, this ing idea that goes through the lines with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand? Let me try something. Might we have... I think it makes more sense, right? When I said we had this 6 minor to 4 progression, I was thinking of this, we don't talk about Bruno. But in the verses, I believe they might even do 6 to 2 minor. So 6 to C minor to F minor. I think so, right? It makes more sense talking about those 5th leaps that we also had in the melody that now are also in the bass. We started a new section. Let's not talk about verse, pre-chorus, chorus in musical theater and Lin-Manuel Miranda songs, because the purpose is something else. It's not a pop song, right? It's not. It hasn't got this pop formula, this structure, the conventional.
7-foot frame, right so long his back.
Bum. Right? 7-foot frame, 7-foot frame. But what? Wait a minute. Right? I think 7-foot dum ba ba da da dum ba ba bum ba da 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 dum. New melodic idea.
Yeah, he sees your dreams and feasts on your screams.
Beautiful line. So we started with something relatively conventional, 7-foot frame, rats along his back. We have got a tiny alliteration with foot and frame. When he calls your name, it all fades to black. And now, yeah, he sees your dreams and feasts on your screams, right? So many E sounds. So we've got he sees, dreams, feasts, and screams. So 5 E sounds in one line. This is so brilliant.
He told me my fish would die the next day. No, no.
All right, new chords, I believe.
He told me my fish would die the next day. No, no.
Or I don't know, right? So 6 minor to 4 to 3 major, or 6 minor to 2 minor to 3 major. Certainly nice interplay between the rhythm in the chords and the rhythm in the melody coming in after the downbeat. Right, on the 2nd 8th, this he told me starts.
He told me my fish would die the next day. He told me my fish would die the next day.
New melodic idea. He told me my fish would die the next day dead. A lot of D sounds, okay?
He told me my fish would die the next day. No, no.
Also with that hit on dead, right? Really powerful.
Told me I'd grow a gut, and just like he said.
He told me
Told me I'd grow a gut.
the metric idea is still this. Melody certainly offers variation.
He said that all my hair would disappear. Now look at my hair.
Beautiful line.
He said that.
He said that.
He said that all my hair would.
Cool, but tricky.
He said that all my hair would disappear. Now look at my hair.
Something like this, right? He said that all my hair would disappear. Now look in my hair. And again, this your fate is sealed is something like the coda idea to this section. Forming the same idea basically as this We Don't Talk About Bruno idea, but this time rhyming with the 3 lines before. He told me my fish would die the next day dead. He told me I'd grow a gut, and just like he said that all my hair would disappear. Now look at my head. Your fate is sealed when your prophecy is read.
Told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday.
Big harmonic changes.
Told
I think. And I believe we go to the axis of awesome, right? It's only hinted at, but I think they developed this later. We go into the 1-5-6 minor 4 progression.
he told me that the life of my dreams would be promised.
Certainly. Going to that conventional poppy thing, he told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine.
He told me that my power would grow like the grape.
Exact mirroring of the first idea, right? He told me that the life of my dreams would be promised and someday be mine, with that beautiful melody. And then he told me that my power would grow like the grapes that thrive on the vine. Same melodic idea. Oh. Oh Oh yeah, Mariano's on his way. Right? Beautiful idea. Somebody else singing, which is why they need a new motif. Ba, ba. Arpeggios. Bum, gum, ga, ba, da.
Told me that the man of my dreams would be just out of reach.
Ba-dum-dum. This tiny motif, man of my dreams, would be just out of reach, creating that nostalgic downward movement, right? Out of reach, that's sad.
Betrothed to another.
Betrothed to another.
It's like I hear him. Hey sis. It's like I hear him. Hey sis.
Alright, I think it's like I hear him now.
I want not a sound out of you.
And that beautiful combination of the two voices and the two melodic ideas.
I can hear him now.
Right? I can hear him now! And then they go back to Bruno now. We don't hear this man of their dreams, but instead Bruno.
Yeah, about that Bruno.
Okay, now they start talking about Bruno, right? Bruno, yeah, about that Bruno, I really need to know about Bruno. Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno. So now she really forces people to give her information. What a beautiful chord is that?
Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno. Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno.
Is that a 4 minor? It sounds so different.
Give me the truth and the whole truth,
I think so, right? Suddenly we are talking about 4 minor chord, totally unusual context, with that beautiful melody. Isabella, your boyfriend's here.
Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno.
Ba, ba. Is it this?
Give me the truth and the whole truth, Bruno.
Okay, hard to spot. Something like this should be very powerful, good. And now they bring back all the motifs that they have established. So we've got the 7-foot frame, we have got It Was My Wedding Day, and have we got something else? And we have got everything there. Interesting that so we had this on another chord progression. We had this on and now we have this on beautiful, beautiful. 'Cause your name it all fades to black. I'm sorry, mi vida go on. Oye, Mariano's on his way. Everything there, really beautiful. Bringing together of all the motifs, which is something that you can go crazy with if you have got so many singers in a musical theater environment. So it floods my brain. This betrothed to another in the background. The truth to another. Someone is fine in the background.
Why did I talk about
Right? And this here. Always back to that 4/3 idea. And then 3-2-6 minor, finishing that secondary dominant or actual harmonic dominant idea. So this was Thunder. We Don't Talk About Bruno by Lin-Manuel Miranda, taken from the movie Encanto, and I'm sure we can take away valuable songwriting learnings. Songwriting learning number 1 is about the power of internal rhymes. I think this is something that Lin-Manuel is just brilliant at. Let's look at verse number 1, where he writes, "It was my wedding day, we were getting ready, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky." Also, we have got, "It's a heavy lift with a gift so humbling." So those are 2 instances where internal rhymes are used just perfectly, and I'm sure we could find more. But this is something that we should also consider and that we can apply into regular pop writing as well. So it doesn't have to be musical theater in order to bring in that brilliance into the lyrics. So internal rhymes certainly something to consider. Songwriting learning number 2 is about prosody and wordplay. Now, this already starts with the idea we don't talk about Bruno, the no then turning into a no. And also in especially this beautiful line with I associate him with the sound of falling sand. We had this stuttering, stumbling, muttering, mumbling ideas. So family, fumbling, all those tiny details that A, mean what they sound like, and B, are so intelligent that it's very subtle, but at the same time so powerful. This is something that we should all be aware of in our own songwriting. So wordplay and prosody, strong suit of Lin-Manuel Miranda, something that we can all learn from. And songwriting learning number 3, something that may be more applicable to musical theater than to pop writing, but it's a combination of the different sections in your outro or last chorus. This is something that Lin-Manuel is super good at. 7-foot frame wrapped along his back with "It was my wedding day" and many, many different things. Right? It doesn't sound irritating, right? It's just a beautiful combination of those different ideas that come together in that song. Something that you sometimes find in pop writing as well, with ad-lib vocals or background choirs that recycle the elements from the sections before. So something that might also be applicable to pop and rock songwriting. And this was my not live reaction, but on-the-fly analysis of We Don't Talk About Bruno by Lin-Manuel Miranda from the movie Encanto. Thanks to Georgiana BS for suggesting this. If the rest of you liked the video, please make sure to give me the thumbs up, to subscribe to the Let's Talk Song channel if you haven't yet, and to leave friendly comments, maybe also suggesting other songs that you would like me to look at. Let me thank Andrew Morgan for his active support here on YouTube, and JC, Amy May, and Prince of Wales over on Patreon. If the rest of you also want to help, please check the links in descriptions. I guess we've talked song, you can talk about sailing now. Bye bye!